stop and listen, because this is not a random moment, and this message did not come to you by accident. Archangel Michael says there is a hidden opportunity waiting for you, but time is running out. And the reason you are hearing this now is because heaven is trying to prepare your heart before the door fully opens. You have been living inside a season that did not make sense, where delays felt personal, where certain prayers seemed to echo back unanswered, and where disappointments kept arriving wearing the mask of bad luck. But there is something else you need to know. What looked like scattered pain was never scattered at all. It was forming a pattern. It was building toward a revelation. It was leading you toward a discovery that will finally connect years of questions into one undeniable picture. Do not skip this. Stay with this message, because the next revelation changes everything. Type Amen if you know God has been watching your journey, even when you could not see the full map. There are moments when heaven allows confusion to linger just long enough for destiny to mature beneath the surface. You thought some things were simply lost, some people simply left, and some opportunities simply passed you by. But Archangel Michael says the truth is more precise than that. Some doors closed because they were not meant to carry you into the future God had already written for you. Some invitations never came because they would have placed you in the wrong room at the wrong time. Some delays were not denials. They were divine protection hiding in plain sight. And yes, I know that is hard to believe when your hands are tired from waiting and your mind is full of questions, but keep reading carefully, because there is more happening than you realize. A hidden blessing has been moving through the same places where you once felt overlooked. Comment still standing if you have survived what was supposed to break you. What makes this moment urgent is not just that something good is coming, but that something specific is about to be revealed. There is a discovery approaching, one that will make your past start speaking with a different voice. A conversation you thought meant nothing will suddenly matter. A delay you resented will suddenly appear as mercy. A person you assumed had forgotten you may actually have been positioned as part of the puzzle. And this is where the mystery deepens, because the opportunity in front of you may not look like the opportunities you once prayed for. It may arrive quietly, almost hidden, almost easy to miss, if you are still looking through the lens of disappointment. Heaven is warning you now. Do not assume that because it is small, it is insignificant. Do not assume that because it arrives subtly, it lacks power. Some of the greatest shifts in your life do not enter with noise. They enter like dawn, slowly brightening the edges of what was once impossible. Type 1 believe if you are ready to see with new eyes. You have carried questions for a long time. Why did that relationship change so suddenly? Why did that job disappear after you prayed so hard? Why did the path open and then close? Why did certain people step into your life only to leave you with more wounds than answers? Archangel Michael says those questions were never wasted. They were not random detours, and they were not proof that heaven had overlooked you. They were clues. Each one was a fragment of a larger scroll, and although you could not read the whole message at the time, the pieces were being preserved for this exact season. There is a map hidden in your history, and the edges of it are beginning to show. What once looked like a mountain blocking your way is about to reveal a valley you never noticed. What felt like an ending may turn out to be the opening of a passage. Stay until the end, because there is a detail in your story that has been hidden in plain sight, and when it is revealed, your understanding of everything will shift. Comment "My time is coming" if you believe God is aligning what you could not align yourself. And now, pay attention, because this next part matters. The hidden opportunity is not only about advancement, it is about recognition. You are about to be seen differently. Heaven has already weighed what you carried in secret, the tears nobody witnessed, the discipline no one applauded, the faith you maintained while your voice shook. What people called delay, heaven called preparation. What others misread as weakness, heaven recorded as endurance. There is a record being opened in the unseen realm, and the entries in that record are speaking louder than the opinions around you. Somewhere behind the scenes, a decision is forming. A name is being mentioned. A path is being discussed, and you are not absent from that conversation. Do not ignore this part. The people who dismissed you may soon be forced to acknowledge what was growing in you all along. Type 333 if you sense that a shift is already working beneath the surface. But there is another truth being revealed, and it may be the most important one yet. The very thing you thought disqualified you may be the reason you are being positioned now. The painful experience, the awkward ending, the season of silence, the moment you thought God was late, all of it was refining your discernment. It was teaching you how to recognize what is real and what is imitation. It was teaching you how to distinguish a shallow opening from a destiny corridor. Not every open door is your door, and not every delay is a curse. Some opportunities are traps dressed as blessings, and some closed paths are actually guardians standing at the gate. Archangel Michael says heaven has been shielding you from several things you still do not know about, and one day very soon you will be grateful for the protection that felt like loss. Comment protected if you trust that what was blocked may have been blocking you from heartbreak. Before we continue, I feel led to share something with you. Over the years, thousands of people have reached out asking for powerful prayers they could pray during difficult seasons of life. That's why I put together a collection of some of the most powerful faith-building prayers I know. These prayers have helped people find peace during anxiety, strength during hardship, and hope when they felt like giving up. The best part is that I decided to make it completely free. If you would like a copy, simply check the link in the description and I'll send it to you. Do not wait until another difficult season arrives. Take it now while it's available and keep it close for the days ahead. Now, there is something else you need to know. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not too late. I know the pressure of time feels real, and that is why this message carries urgency. But time in the kingdom is not the same as panic. Time is a measurement of alignment. And right now, alignment is happening faster than you can see. A door that seemed stuck is beginning to move. A conversation that was delayed is about to take place. A hidden pathway is becoming visible, and it will connect a long chain of events that once looked unrelated. You may even notice that an old connection returns, not to repeat the past, but to complete something unfinished. Be careful here. Do not rush to judge what returns. Some things come back wearing the face of old memory, but carrying a new assignment. There is a future revelation approaching that will explain why certain people were never meant to stay forever. Type faith if you believe God can turn unfinished chapters into purpose. Listen closely, because the Spirit is showing a pattern now. In your life, there have been repeated interruptions, repeated delays, repeated not yet moments that exhausted you. But what if those interruptions were not interruptions at all? What if they were the divine pauses that kept you from stepping into a smaller version of your destiny? What if the thing that frustrated you most was actually the mercy that kept you from settling too soon? That is the question heaven is asking you today. Keep reading carefully, because the answer is closer than it seems. There is a hidden opportunity waiting inside a place you almost ignored. It may be linked to something you dismissed as too ordinary, too inconvenient, or too late. Yet that very thing may contain the seed of a breakthrough that will astonish you. And yes, it will require humility to recognize it. It will require courage to move toward it. It will require you to let go of the grief that has been speaking louder than hope. Type Amen if you are willing to let God reframe the meaning of your waiting. There is also a bitter voice that has been trying to interpret your life for you. It says, it should have happened by now. It says, maybe you misunderstood God. It says, maybe the door is closed forever. That voice is not your guide. That voice is the shadow of regret, and if you listen to it too long, it will make you overlook the very thing you asked heaven for. Archangel Michael says bitterness is one of the greatest thieves in this season, because it can make a hidden blessing look ordinary. It can make a divine interruption seem like a setback. It can make an answered prayer look delayed beyond repair. But the truth is, your breakthrough has not been canceled. It has been covered. It has been guarded. And before long, you will see why. Something unexpected is approaching, and when it arrives, it will expose how carefully God has been arranging your steps. Comment "God is working" if you need a reminder that heaven is active even in silence. I need you to stop and consider this possibility. The very thing you thought was a mistake may have been a divine redirection. The detour you resented may have spared you from a situation that would have drained your spirit. The disappointment you carried may have preserved your calling from being diluted. This is why some answers took longer than you wanted. Heaven was not being careless with your time. Heaven was protecting your future. And now, as the pieces begin to move, the puzzle is becoming harder to ignore. One piece fits the conversation you overheard. Another fits the door that closed without explanation. Another fits the person who left at the exact moment you needed clarity. Another fits the burden that kept pushing you to pray deeper than before. Do not skip this message, because these are not isolated moments. They are part of the same unfolding scroll. Type 777 if you believe divine order is being restored in your life. There is a hidden opportunity waiting for you, but it may be wrapped in a form you would normally overlook. That is why discernment matters now. You must not confuse familiarity with destiny. You must not assume that what appears ordinary cannot carry extraordinary purpose. When the moment arrives, the difference between mistiming and divine timing will be unmistakable. But before that moment comes, heaven is asking you to release the need to understand everything at once. Some revelations come all at once, but most come like sunrise over a mountain, revealing one ridge at a time. First the outline, then the path, then the valley, then the gate. Right now you are in the outline stage. Soon the path will appear, then the valley, then the gate, and then when you least expect it, the opportunity you almost missed will stand before you with the force of an answered prayer. Stay until the end, because the emotional meaning of this will not become clear until the pressure lifts. Comment "ready" if your heart is open to what God is revealing. There are specific signs that the shift is already underway. A conversation may begin to feel heavier than usual, as though it carries more significance than the words themselves. A memory may return unexpectedly, not to torment you, but to reveal what you did not understand the first time. An old fear may rise, only to lose its grip when truth enters the room. That is how heaven often works in seasons like this. It reintroduces the past only to redeem it. It reopens the book only to show you the hidden margin notes. And the revelation you are about to receive may be tied to something you once labeled irrelevant. Do not dismiss this. Do not say, "That couldn't be it." Some of the most life-changing openings begin as overlooked details. Archangel Michael says you will know the opportunity by the peace it carries, even if it stretches you. You will know it by the strange sense that everything has been leading here, all along. Type 1 receive if you are ready to accept what heaven has already prepared. But there is more happening than you realize behind the scenes. While you have been trying to make sense of what is visible, heaven has been arranging what is invisible. There are paths being cleared that you do not have the strength to clear yourself. There are conversations unfolding that you were never meant to overhear too early. There are hearts being softened, permissions being granted, and obstacles being quietly removed. You may not see the movement yet, but the atmosphere around your future is changing. A seal is being broken. A gate is loosening. A river that had been dammed is beginning to flow again. And if you have been feeling an unusual mix of exhaustion and expectation, that is because your spirit knows something your mind has not caught up to yet. Do not ignore the tension. It is often the sign that a threshold is near. Comment blessed if you are sensing that God is already moving in the unseen. Many people watching this message have been carrying burdens they never talk about. If that sounds like you, I want to give you something special. I created a free prayer guide filled with powerful prayers for protection, breakthrough, peace, healing, and strength. Thousands of believers have already downloaded it and shared how much it encouraged them during difficult moments. There is absolutely no cost. I simply wanted to place this resource into the hands of people who need it most. If you feel led, go to the description and claim your free copy before continuing. One prayer prayed at the right moment can change more than you realize. Now listen carefully because the next part of this message is important. Now I want you to hear this deeply. The hidden opportunity is not just a chance to gain something. It is a chance to understand something. That is why it has remained hidden until now. Some blessings arrive as gifts, but others arrive as revelations, and this one carries both. It will bless you, and it will explain you. It will answer a question you have carried through tears, through silence, through lonely nights when you wondered if your prayers were recorded at all. Yes, they were recorded. Yes, they mattered. Yes, heaven heard you. And the answer that seemed to take so long was never forgotten. It was simply waiting for the right season to unfold. This is why the coming days matter. What looks small at first may actually unlock the whole structure of your next chapter. A single discovery can alter the way you interpret years of pain. A single truth can turn confusion into peace. A single open door can reveal that the wilderness was never your destination. Type Amen if you believe God can redeem even the parts of your story you never wanted to revisit. And now the message intensifies, because the time factor is real. Time is running out not because God is impatient, but because the window is opening and closing around the opportunity in front of you. There is a season for discovery and a season for action. You are entering the edge of both. That means hesitation is dangerous, but panic is also dangerous. You must move with calm obedience. You must watch carefully. You must be willing to step when clarity appears, even if it comes in a way you did not expect. The enemy would love for you to stay trapped in analysis, because analysis can delay obedience. But heaven is calling you to readiness. A narrow passage is opening where once there was only uncertainty, and if you keep your eyes fixed on the old pain, you may miss the new path. Type chosen if you know that God did not bring you this far to let the moment pass you by. There is another clue I must give you. The opportunity you are about to discover is connected to a past frustration that once felt meaningless. You may have asked, why was I led there if nothing came of it? You may have wondered why you met certain people, entered certain spaces, or felt drawn toward a direction that later seemed to collapse. But the collapse was not the end of the story. It was the demolition of a false structure so the real one could be built. Sometimes God removes the scenery before revealing the stage. Sometimes He empties the room before allowing the right people to enter. And sometimes He lets a chapter end badly because a better door cannot open while you are still holding on to what was never meant to last. A revelation is approaching that will make one old disappointment look very different. Comment I trust God if you are ready to release the need to control the timeline. Do not miss this part, because it is the turning point. The confusion you endured has been building discernment. The loneliness has been sharpening your dependence. The rejection has been protecting your direction. The waiting has been expanding your capacity. And now all of that is about to become visible in the form of an opportunity that fits you far better than what you first imagined. You are not being offered a consolation prize. You are being prepared for a rightful placement. There is a difference, and heaven knows the difference even when people do not. This is why the next step may feel both surprising and familiar, like a road you never walked but somehow always knew. The pieces are coming together now. The map is no longer scattered. The scroll is beginning to unfold, and the light at the edge of your wilderness is not imagination. It is dawn. Keep reading, because the closing revelation is near. Type 333 if you can feel the shift moving from hidden to visible. Archangel Michael says that when this opportunity appears, you will understand why the delays were necessary. You will understand why certain answers came late. You will understand why the door you wanted most was not the one heaven allowed first. And you will understand that your story was never random. It was being guided through valleys, across mountains, around traps, and toward a place where the truth could finally be seen in full. The hidden opportunity has been waiting for you, but so has the understanding that will make it meaningful. That is what makes this moment sacred. It is not only about receiving, it is about recognizing. It is about finally seeing the pattern in the pain, the mercy in the detour, the love in the delay, and when you see it, the fear loses its grip. The bitterness falls away, the regret begins to dissolve. What remains is peace, awe, and a holy kind of confidence. Comment ready if you are willing to step into that kind of peace. So stay alert, do not drift, do not let the noise around you drown out the whisper of heaven. The door is moving, the decision is forming, the hidden answer is nearing the surface. Soon, what was once confusing will become clear, and what was once painful will become purposeful. A discovery is approaching that will connect the years, explain the detours, and reveal that nothing was wasted. Before this season ends, you will look back and say that even the delays were carrying mercy. Even the setbacks were guarding your destiny. Even the silence was preparing your heart for the truth. And that truth will change the way you walk forward. You will no longer move as someone abandoned in the dark. You will move as someone who has seen the first light of dawn. Type faith if you believe your next chapter is already being written in heaven. And now I leave you with this final assurance. The hidden opportunity was never hidden from God, only from you for a time. But the time is almost finished. The veil is thinning. The path is showing. The answer is nearing. What seemed unrelated is about to connect. What seemed lost is about to make sense. What seemed late is about to prove perfect. Keep your heart open, keep your spirit steady, and keep your eyes on the horizon, because the revelation coming toward you may change how you interpret your entire journey. Heaven has not forgotten you. Heaven has been arranging you, and when the moment arrives, you will know without a doubt that the waiting was leading here all along. Comment "My time is coming" if you receive this word, and walk forward knowing that God's timing is never late, never wasted, and never empty. Before you leave, remember that my free prayer collection is waiting for you in the description below. Thousands of people have already downloaded it and used these prayers during seasons of anxiety, uncertainty, spiritual battles, and breakthrough. I made it completely free because I want every believer to have access to powerful prayers when they need them most. If this message encouraged you today, make sure you claim your free copy before you go. And if this message spoke to your heart, subscribe to the channel, share it with someone who needs encouragement, and leave your prayer request in the comments so this community can stand with you in faith. May God bless you, strengthen you, and guide every step ahead.